although unconventional and total, have helped prepare me to serve as Commissioner of DAFS. Shortly after graduating from the University of Maine with a BS in Finance, I purchased Rosen's, my family's retail business. As the owner and operator of a reputable Maine small business for 35 years, I worked to succeed in a manner that reflected the principles imparted to me from my parents and grandparents. Lead the business with a vision and a clear strategy, satisfy the customer, communicate with your coworkers clearly and with respect, and build lasting relationships with vendors that develop into partnerships based on trust. During that same period, I had great fun working on a number of community and regional projects. George McLeod and I started the Bucksport Bay Area Chamber of Commerce because small business needed a way to network and to collaborate. I was part of the team that developed the local federally qualified health center because we lacked primary care in the region. I also lent a hand and continue to lend a hand to another terrific organization that established a regional moving image archives dedicated to preserving for future generations the moving image history of the Northeast. Today, all three entities continue to flourish. These extracurricular projects satisfied my personal desire to improve the community, deliver solutions that overcome big challenges, and my natural curiosity and urge to dive into new and unfamiliar disciplines. In that spirit of exploring new and unfamiliar worlds, I ran for public office in 1998 and was elected to the Maine House of Representatives. As you heard, I served 3 consecutive terms in the House, followed by 4 terms as a member of the Maine Senate, ending in 2012, when term limits prevented further runs. The highlight of my 14 years of legislative service was certainly the 8 years that I served as a member of the highly revered, but sometimes misunderstood, Committee on Appropriations and Financial Affairs. I learned a great deal serving as a member of this committee under an independent governor, a Democratic governor, a Republican governor, and 5 different DAFS commissioners. My legislative service also included a term on the Energy, Utilities, and Technology Committee implementing the Electric Industry Restructuring Law, a tour on the Health and Human Services Committee implementing the merger between the Department of Health and Human Services and DES, the Head of Developmental Services.
Excuse me, we're having technical difficulties, and proceedings are not being recorded. Apparently, they are to be recorded. And so, if you don't mind on the pause button, just momentarily. Committee will stand at ease until we relax. And
There's something wrong with the recorder. So she's changing.
She's changing the recorder, so.
I'm sorry.
That is.
So, if you don't mind, I'm sorry.
Does he have to stop reading?
No, just the pause button, that's all.
Right when he says something.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
We're all set.
We're all set?
We're all set.
Okay. Just consider it the pause button. Okay. Press play. Thank you.
You bet. The highlight of my 14 years of legislative service was certainly the 8 years I served as a member of the highly revered but sometimes misunderstood, as I mentioned, the Committee on Appropriations and Financial Affairs under independent Democratic and Republican governor and 5 different DAFS commissioners. My legislative service included a term on the Energy, Utilities, and Technology Committee implementing electric industry restructuring, a tour on Health and Human Services implementing the merger between DHS and DDS, a member on the original LD1 Select Committee, which developed the spending limitation statute, and a term as a member of leadership. Immediately after leaving office, Governor LePage tapped me to serve as the Director of the Governor's Office of Policy and Management. We were tasked to produce the Part F report, which was directed to bring forward recommendations amounting to $31 million in spending reductions and savings initiatives to help balance the budget and improve overall program efficiencies. The report was delivered on time with $21 million worth of suggested reductions ultimately enacted. Last February, I joined DAFS as the Deputy Commissioner of Finance after Terry Graham left the State Service. And in June, I was named Acting Commissioner when Commissioner Millett embarked on a well-deserved break after an extraordinary and unrivaled record of service to the state of Maine. Those are the qualifications and experiences I bring to this job. I hope to continue to build and support a DAFS management team that ensures the delivery of quality services to the governor, legislature, judicial branch, state employees, and especially the citizens of Maine. These last 6 months, I've enjoyed the privilege of working with highly skilled and motivated leaders who are determined to deliver superior results. The women and men at DAFS strive to make sure that your government works every day around the clock. Our challenge is to successfully meet future expectations of public benefit and service by acting with foresight today. I'm committed to providing the best leadership I possibly can, and I would consider your support a great honor and happy to respond to any questions that you may have. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you. We've had our invitation to ask questions. Questions from the committee. Senator Valentino.
Thank you very much. I would be remiss if I didn't say anything. And I want to say, I think the only thing that's missing from your resume is that you're very modest and integrity. It's that the word I think of when I think of you is that I think you're going to be bringing a lot to this position. You've served with us, you understand both sides of the horseshoe on that, and I know that you're going to serve very honorably in a bipartisan fashion. You have a history of that, working across the aisle. And I will say, I noticed that in 2012 you received the Sunshine Award, which I want to say thank you for, because that I think probably initiated the Rosen rule for appropriations, that we wouldn't be conducting business after 10 o'clock at night. And I think that's a good point to that. And I also want to say, as much as we missed you over in the Senate, I think you have sent a very admirable and capable replacement, and who is representing that area very well. So I want to wish you the best of luck.
Isn't that so?
Isn't that?
Thank you, Senator.
Question.
Very kind.
Other questions, statements? Yes, Representative Tom.
Thank you. Well, it's always a pleasure to have you back here on March 28th. And obviously, it's been a great pleasure to serve with you. You're enormously well qualified for this position. I did want to give you, Acting Commissioner Rosen, the opportunity to share with us any ideas that you have in terms of changes that you want to see in DAFS, your vision for the department, and if there isn't anything in particular that you want to share with us, that's fine too, but I did want to give you that opportunity.
Well, in general, the challenge that we face in the department, and I think throughout really government, local, county, and state government, is to meet the expectations of the public in terms of service delivery in a way that they find accessible, easy to understand, and affordable. And so a significant component of that clearly is the advancement of technology and how the public really is discovering in many ways, beyond the delivery of governmental services, the ways that the information and supportive services can be delivered to them directly, efficiently, and the government faces that same challenge. And so that, in general, that's what we have to do. We have to be able to continue to make that transformation in a way that the men and women that work here feel that they have the skills and the ability and the support to deliver the services in a manner that the public is currently demanding and will continue to demand in new and different ways in the future.
Maria.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Mr. Rosen, for your presentation. I was not honored to serve with you, but I would say that in the last session, you have, from my experience in the last session, you have big shoes to fill, Sawin Millett, and it looks like you have what it takes to do so. I would like to, because this might be our last opportunity to have this kind of online conversation about this, your 2 years at the Office of Policy and Management must have afforded you a very interesting view of state government, especially given your background here on the legislative side and then business in your community. What do you think are the major things that you learned as you evaluated the effectiveness of state agencies and the budget? And what do you think that will do to inform your work as the commissioner?
I did enjoy the time at OPM. I was there 14 months. As you know, that was an office that was established, a new entity in the governor's office after the disestablishment of the state planning office and the realignment of those responsibilities. The great opportunity in that office is to be able to look across all of state government, the entire executive branch. And what you see is always the need and the opportunity to collaborate and coordinate and to be able to share ways, again, of delivering services that save on cost and provide services in a more efficient manner. So that office provides the opportunity to take best practices that are developed in a particular department or agency and apply them across state government.
Everybody jump at once. That's it from the committee. Thank you, Acting Commissioner.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Chair, at this